Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Princeton Internet TV. Today I am going to be reading through my notes, the usual topics. Here we go. Instead of complicating things, let's try using words like either feel bad or good instead of tired, upset, confused, etc. Because if you can simplify it for the mind, then we can know, well, what do I need to do in order to feel good? Next, I have this idea that we make sure that we're not available to each other. In other words, don't act like you're available. So, for instance, I wear a ring on my finger. That is to indicate that, if you don't even know me as a person, I've realized that you really have to be friends with somebody before actually, being married to them. And what things to notice for a person. Notice the way they smell, the sound of their voice. Look for every type of thing to see if you truly like them. And if you're interested, maybe try emailing them and see if they like the type of music that you like, and so on. The mind seems to trick us by temporarily accepting and rejecting things like being overwhelmingly, madly in love with somebody. But try to think of yourself as a very rich person, because rich people behave differently, not coming from desperation, but coming from, you know, steady, conscious, and respectful and graceful actions and decisions. Remember to have compassion for people who are in short-term relationships or seem to be the source of envy. Basically, their relationships are based on physicality, not personality. So, be nice to them, even though you think, oh, they're bad people. Feelings are more important than physical things, even such things as the body. Like, for instance, it may be something to experiment. If somebody wants to hit you and they're angry, you can say to them, hit me if it makes you feel better, and try to help them connect to their feelings. Same goes with other crimes like theft. Let's say somebody wanted to steal something from you. As long as they're not physically injuring you or taking something away from your immediate, say, if it makes you feel better, then go ahead. Um, don't force people to change. You know, including in relationships. If you find yourself thinking, oh, this person will change, it's not the time to start a relationship with them. Let fear and darkness end at your body. Try to determine what a person's essence is, as opposed to the clothing they're wearing, or the, the color of their skin. Just try to feel, where they're at, and go beyond this concept of I hope they like me, like whether it's a romantic relationship or otherwise. It's do I like them? And notice the feeling. The feeling like is the feeling of goodness. Remember, good and bad. Make it simple. And so if they do like you, then what do? Be bold. Ask questions. Does the person want marriage? And why are you even talking to them? Always state your motivation when you're actually seriously talking to somebody. Like on the email, you might say, I'm looking for somebody to marry and travel around and be with me and live a certain lifestyle, and then see what they say. And don't just hope that people will be accommodating of your desires and your life objectives. Remember that the feeling of love is similar to a person, is similar to an addiction. So it's something that needs to be controlled, not let to just enjoy and fly. When doing the light work, try using a wand. That might make it easier to focus the light work and visualize it, just like use a wand, like in Harry Potter. I used to want to give money to people, but now I believe that the knowledge which helps a person become independent is really more valuable. In the same sense that knowledge of sustainability in places like Africa and other third world settings, what it might be possible to do is maybe give them seeds for planting, or suggest that they move to another location, a community, relocate. Try to think that the only thing that matters the most is loving myself and my future wife. And even though I don't know who she is, and I may take some guesses, I think it's imperative to think of things in terms of that instead of trying to think in terms of other people in addition, because ultimately it's just going to be me and my wife, in the future together doing our thing. Try to listen to your own thoughts without judgment. If there's a disagreement, ask who the authority is. For instance, if two people want to paint a house different colors, well, you can either do a democratic voting, uh, you know, strategy, or you can see who the authority of the house is instead of arguing about it. The same thing can go for many other situations. Talk as if everyone can hear. So, for instance, if I'm upset at someone, instead of gossiping about them saying, oh, that's a rude person, I could say to them, well, I think that that person makes my feelings uncomfortable, and I'd be careful with them. And act like the person you're upset at is right there, and don't just say, oh, that person's an a-hole. My objective is to be happy and make the world a beautiful place. And is that the objective of people who just try to amass money and wealth? Something to think about. Pardon the interruption, but okay, I think I'm going to stop it here. Actually, I'm going to keep going some more. I think I'm going to stop it here.